Now, I want us to look at this Kcse paper 1, year 2024. And now we can go straight to section A, and we are going to start with number 1. Section A, number 1. And the first question was asking, without using mathematical tables or a calculator, evaluate 0.13 times 0.3 minus 0.003 divided by 0.09 divided by 0.09. Now, when you are given such a question, you first of all make it a fraction. You can make it a fraction for you to do away with the decimal places. Now, in this case, I can put it in this way. I can take 13 over 100, 13 over 100 times 3 over 10 minus 3 over 1000. That is the numerator. Then we divide by the denominator, and in fraction we shall have 9 over 100. That is in fraction. Now, having this, we can now easily work it out easily. Now, we multiply the first one, that is according to the law of BODMAS. We start with multiplication. So we multiply, we take 13 times 3, and we are going to get 39. So we are having 39 over, now 100 times 10, we get 1000, minus 3 over 1000. Now we are going to divide it by 9 over 100. Now, we now subtract the fractions, that is 39 over 1000 minus 3 over 1000. So that one will give us, we have the same denominator, so we simply subtract the numerators, that is 39 minus 36, and we are going to get 36 over 1000. Now divide by what? 9 over 100. 9 over 100. Now, having this simply means 36 divided by 1000 times the reciprocal of the denominator, which is 100 over 9. Now this one will cancel with this, the 2 zeros. Then 9 goes to 9 once. Then 9 into 36, 4 times. Now we are having 4 out of 10. And that one simply means it is a 0.4. 4 over 10 is 0.4. And that is how you arrive at your final answer without using a calculator or a mathematical table. That's simple. Then you get your 3 marks. Let's move to question 2. Question 2, this was question 2. Simplify the expression. 4x squared minus 9. 4x squared minus 9 we divide it by 2x squared plus x minus 6. Now this is a good question. We can approach it this way. We start with we can start with the fraction, that is the denominator. Numerator. The numerator. The numerator. Now, the numerator, we are having 4x squared minus 9. So this question, we are simply going to factorize this numerator. Now, when we factorize 4x squared minus 9, we are simply going to get 2x minus 3, then 2x plus 3. When we factorize the numerator 4x squared minus 9, we're simply going to get 2x minus 3, then 2x plus 3. That means when you multiply 2x minus 3, then by 2x plus 3, we are going to get 4x squared minus 9. Now, we factorize the denominator. We factorize the denominator. Now we are having 2x squared plus x minus 6. Now, 2x squared plus x minus 6, when we factorize, we are going to get 2x minus 3, then x plus 2. When we factorize. Now we factorize 2x squared plus x minus 2. We're going to get 2x minus 3, then x plus 2. Now, you arrange your numerator and denominator in that order. So we are having 2x minus 3, then 2x plus 3. 2x plus 3. Divide it by the denominator, which is 2x minus 3, then x plus 2. Now, we have something in common. We are having 2x minus 3, 2x minus 3. Therefore, it cancels out. Now we remain with 2x plus 3 over x plus 2. What was the question? Simplify. Now we've simplified this equation up to this point. So you're having 2x plus 3, then x plus 2. That becomes your final answer. You cannot simplify it more than that. That is how you get your 3 marks. That is. Now let's move to question number 3. This is on equations of straight lines. The question asks, rather reads, a straight line L1, whose equation is y equals to 2 minus a third x, meets the y-axis at Q. Another straight line L2 is perpendicular to L1 at Q. Now find the equation of L2 in the form y equals to mx plus c, where m and c constant, where L and C are constant. Now the solution for this one, we all know perpendicular lines, the perpendicular lines. Now perpendicular lines, perpendicular lines, M1 times M2, we get a -1. All perpendicular lines, M1 times M2, we get -1. That is gradient 1 times gradient 2 will give us -1. Now we are having M2, therefore M2 times, now our gradient here is -1/3. Our M is -1/3. So M2 times our M1 is -1/3 will give us what? -1. So that gives us M2 as M2 becomes third, that is 3. Yeah, 3. M2 becomes 3. M2 becomes 3. That means our gradient 2 now becomes what? 3. Now we have a point Q. At point Q, we are having x to be 0, and y to be 2. Point Q, x is 0 and y is 2. Now having this, and we have gradient 2, that is M2, 3, and a point Q, 0, 2, point Q which is 0, 2, we can find the equation of line L2 using change in y over change in x, give us the gradient. So change in y. Now this is our x is 0, y is 2. Now y minus 2, change in y, divided by x minus 0 will give us what? 3. Gives us 3. Now when you cross multiply, you're going to have equals to 3x. So our y will be equal to 3x plus what? Plus 2. Our equation now is in the form y equals to mx plus c. Y equals to mx plus c. So we've calculated, or rather find the equation of line L2 in the form y equals to mx plus c. And that's now the equation of L2. You get your 3 marks. That's simple for question 3. Now let's go to question number 4. Question number 4. A circle of radius 3 centimeters passes through all the vertices of a regular hexagon. Now determine the area of the circle that lies outside the hexagon. Now a hexagon is a six-sided figure. Hexagon. Now, having 6 sides, we all know the total number of degrees or angle for a hexagon, or rather any quadrilateral, must give us 360 degrees. So we are having 6 sides. So each angle is going to be 360 degrees divided by 6. So each angle is going to be 60 degrees each. 360 degrees divided by 60. So we are going to have each having what? 60 degrees. This one looks like this in real sense. This other part. This is just a triangle and something like this, like a semicircle, like a semicircle. This is 3. This is 3. We know that the area of this triangle, to get the area of this triangle, we can use the formula half AB sine theta. Sine theta. Find the angle, the area of the triangle alone. So that is half AB sine theta. But the area of the whole sector, we know, is theta over 360 pi r squared. Now, let's find the area of the triangle alone. That is half AB sine theta. That is half times A is 3, B is 3, then sine what? Sine 60 degrees. So it gets 20 what? 23.38 for that single what? For the single triangle. Single triangle. So you have 23.8. Then you calculate now the area of a circle. Area of a circle. Area of a circle. And that is pi r squared. Pi r squared. Now we shall have our pi as 22 over 7 times r squared. We have 3. So 3 squared. So we shall have 28.29. 28.29 square centimeters. Square centimeters. Then you have the area of the circle and the area of the triangle. Area of the triangle. So for us to get the area of circle that lies outside the hexagon, we have to subtract the area of that triangle from the area of the circle. We subtract the area of the triangle from the area of the circle. Therefore, we're going to have 28.29 minus 23.38. Those are square centimeters. Now, our final answer, when you subtract, we are going to have 4.91 square centimeters. So that is the area of the part that lies outside the hexagon. Area of the circle that lies outside the hexagon. Then you get your marks. That's simple. Then questions number 5. Solve for x. Solve for x. Solve for x in solve for x in the equation. 2x equals to 125 raised to 2 over 3, then divided by 5 raised to -1. So that one is in testing on the laws of indices and that. So we're having 26, 25x, and then 125. Now we can convert these 25. Let's make it to the same base, that is 5. We're having 5, therefore we can make everything now to the same base, which is 5. So 25 to the base 5, you can have 5 squared. But now we're having raised to x, so times x equals to 125. We can make it to base 5, so we shall have 5 power 3. But we're having already raised to 2, and so we shall multiply by 2 and the third, divide by 5 raised to negative what? Raised to negative 1. Raised to negative 1. Now, 2 times x, that is 5 raised to 2x, is equal to, then we multiply the 2, so we shall have 5. So 3 goes with 3, so we shall have 5 raised to 2. Divide by 5 power negative 1. So we've made it to have the same base. Now that we have the same base, we can now drop the bases. But before that, we're having 5 squared divided by 5 minus, or rather raised to minus 1. The law of indices says when you divide what do you do to the powers? You add. So 5 raised to 2x equals to 5. Now we add the what? The powers. So 2 plus 1. That is 2 plus negative 1. Sorry. 2, when we are dividing, we subtract. Therefore, 2 minus minus 1. 2 minus minus 1. So we shall have 2 plus 1. Okay. 2 plus 1. So when we are dividing these ones, the indices, we simply we subtract the powers. So we take 2 minus minus 1. So we shall have 2 plus 1. So 5, which is 5. So we shall have, we equate now the powers, 2x equals to 3. So divide by 2, divide by 2. So x is equal to 1.5 or 1.5. So that is the value of what? Of x. That's simple. So you simply apply some laws of indices on such question. Then you get your 3 good marks. As simple as that. Now we can move to question number 6. Question number 6. A carpenter had 2 big pieces of wood of equal length. A carpenter had 2 big pieces of wood of equal length. The carpenter cut the first piece into smaller pieces of 15 centimeters each without minder. Then the carpenter cuts the second piece into smaller pieces of length 24 centimeters each without minder. Determine the minimum length of each of the big pieces of wood. Now this question simply tests on LCM. The question tests on LCM, and without, we are going to find this piece of wood is cut into 2. First, 15 into 15 pieces without a remainder, and then secondly, 24 pieces without a remainder. Therefore, they want the least or the minimum length of the piece of wood. That means we are going to find the LCM. So we simply find the LCM of 15 and 24. That is how simple the question is becoming. So you can have something like that. Then you find the LCM. Sorry. So we can have 2. List is 2. Then we have 15. We have 12. 2. 15. We have 6. 2. 15. Then 3. Then 3. 5. 1. Then 5. 1. 1. Times 5 will be 2 power 3 times 3 times 3, which gives us 120 centimeters. 100. That's the LCM of 15 and 24. Then you get your free 2 marks. That's it. We can move to question number 7. Question number 7. A cylindrical container of internal radius 10.5 centimeters has a hemispherical base. The container has water up to a height of 30.5 centimeters. Calculate the surface area of the container that is in contact with water. The surface area of the container that is in contact with water. Now, this is a cylindrical container having an internal radius of 10.5 and which has a hemispherical base. The container has water up to a height of 30.5 centimeters. Calculate the area of the container in contact with water. This one sounds good. Then take pi to be 22/7. The first thing you have to do here, you find the height of cylindrical part. How do you find it? You simply take the height, this height where the water is reaching, that is 30.5 centimeters, minus the radius of the internal radius, which is 10.5 centimeter. Therefore, you're going to have 20 centimeters as our height of the cylindrical part. Now, surface area, the surface area in contact with the water will be, now you take 2 plus 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h to find the surface area in contact with water. Now 7 times r, the internal radius, which is 10.5 squared. Now plus this, all of this, plus 2 times 22/7 times the internal radius, which is 10.5, times now the height of the cylindrical part, which is 20 centimeters. Now when you work out this one, 2 times 22/7 times 10.5 squared, you're going to get 693 plus 1320. So when you add the two, we're going to get 2013 square centimeters. 2013 square centimeters. Yes, now that becomes the surface area of the surface area of, or rather, the place that is in contact with water. That's simple. You get your 4 free marks. Get your 4 free marks. And to the next page. And to the next page. And to the next page, we are having. And to the next page, we are having a construction. Construction in the following figure. The following figure, point A and D are vertices of a trapezium ABCD. In the following figure, points A and D are vertices of trapezium ABCD. Line DC is parallel to line AQ. Line DC is parallel to DC is parallel to AQ. Line DC is 4 centimeters. Then point B lies on the same line AQ such that the angle DCB is 90 degrees. 90 degrees. Now they're saying using a ruler and a pair of compasses only. Complete the trapezium, hence measure the length of line AB. So you have to complete this trapezium and measure the length AB. So you have a point C, which is a 4 centimeters from D. 4 centimeters from D. And DC is parallel to AQ. Therefore, we have to find a point, or rather a line parallel to AQ. We find a line parallel to AQ. A line parallel to AQ. Passing somewhere up here. So, for us to construct, we have to construct a parallel line so that we locate point C on that parallel line. Therefore, having your compass, you be at point A, being at point A, make you mark point point D, to make an arc D, using the same measurements, make an arc on line AQ. Having that, be at point D, then make an arc somewhere, just somewhere. Then having or standing at this marked point along AQ, this other point, this point, make an arc there. So join this arc at D with the other one, the two, we are going to have a parallel line to what? To AQ. Now with this, we can now locate point C, which is only 4 centimeters from D. So being at point D, measure 4 centimeters along this line parallel to what? To AQ. So measure 4 centimeters from your ruler, then make an arc where 4 centimeters. Now, being at point C, they're saying we have a point B and the angle DCB, we have a line, a point B, along AQ. So we have a point B, so which is 90 degrees. DC B is 90 degrees. Therefore, being at point C here, make an arc here, make an arc here. Then using the arcs, you can extend a bit your compass, then make an arc here. Being at this arc, make another arc here to draw a 90. Then to the other arc, make an arc there. Then you drop a perpendicular. Then you drop a perpendicular to form a 90. So you shall have this one as 90 and this as point what? Point B. So you will have constructed a 90 degrees here. So we're having 90. Now we have point D, C, B. So we've completed the trapezium. The question asks, measure the length of AB. AB. So we simply measure from A to B. And when you measure, you're going to have AB to be 7.2. And therefore, we're going to give an allowance of plus or minus 0.1. Therefore, the following answers are included. That is 7.3 centimeters and 7.4 centimeters. So these are all answers. Either you get 7.2, 7.3, sorry, not 7.4, sorry. 7.4 is not included. It's 7.1. 7.1. 7.1 centimeter. That is a plus 1. So 7.1, 7.2, or 7.3 centimeters. They are all correct answers. That is the simplest of it. We can move to question number 9. Question number 9. The length of a minor arc AB of a circle center O is 10 centimeters. The arc subtends an angle of 1.25 radians at O. Calculate the area of the minor sector AOB. Area of the minor sector AOB. So the length of a minor arc of is 10. The arc AB subtends an angle 1.25 radians. Now calculate the area of the minor sector. Good. Now we have to change this 1.25 to degrees. And when 1 radian, we know 1 radian is equal to 57.296 degrees. Now let's convert 1.25 radians. This will give us 1.25 times 57.296. So our answer, or rather, when we change this one, will give us angle to be 71.62 degrees. So this is the angle that is subtended by the arc AB, 71.2.62 degrees. Then the length, we all know the length of an arc. Length of an arc is equal to theta over 360 2 pi r. 2 pi r. Now we are given the length of the arc to be 10. So 10 times 22/7, unknown, We don't know the radius, so we simplify the radius. So our r will be equal to, when you work this out, you get 8 centimeters radius. Now we have to look at the area of the sector. Area of the sector. Now, the area of the sector is equal to theta over 360 pi r what? Squared. Now, the area now becomes, now theta, we have 71.6162, sorry, divided by 360 degrees times 22 over 7 times r squared. R squared, we've having r as 8, so it's 8 squared. The sector now will be, when you work this out, you are going to find or have 40, say, the question. This is now the minor sector. So we have the area as 40 square. That is now our area. That's it. Now, let us move to this question. That is question number 10. Question number 10. The following figure represents a pattern. A line of symmetry, L1, of the pattern is also shown. Now this dotted line is now a line of symmetry. Complete the pattern and hence the order of rotational symmetry for the pattern. So we complete the now we complete the pattern. Now this is how the pattern is going to be complete. This is a triangle. First of all, you come and complete this part whereby we are having a triangle here. So we do this, complete this part up. Then this way. So we've completed one of the triangles. Now, this is not enough. This is not enough. We can see the angle at which it is rather it's being rotated. So that means we are going to have another one here, another one here, another one here. Keeping in mind of the angle. So we have this. Let me see. So we have this one, and then so I have this. Then we join. Join. Let's not that perfect here, but this is how it's drawn. So this is now the line of symmetry. We shall have this one. So we are having how many? 1, 2, 3. So we've completed this one, half of this, and another full. The question was asking, complete the pattern and hence the pattern of rotational symmetry That's it. The order of rotational symmetry will be equal to what? That 3. So good. That is how now you get your free 3 months. Question number 11 is on exchange rates. Where Kenyan Bank bought and sold foreign currencies on 2 different days as shown. So we have on date 12th of January 2021, whereby 1 South African rand was being bought at 7.08 Kenyan shillings and being sold at 7.10 shillings. That is 7 shillings and 10 cents. Then on 12th of February, the same year, Kenyan shillings were being bought at 21.12 and sold at 21.25. A tourist from South Africa arrived in Kenya on that 12th of January with 15,000 South African rands. He changed the whole amount to Kenyan shillings. Then while in Kenya, he spent a total of 53,075 shillings and changed the balance to Tanzanian shillings before leaving for Tanzania on the 12th of February. Now determine in Tanzanian shillings the amount he received, the amount that he received. The amount that he received. Now we have to change these 150, 15,000 South African rands, Kenyan shillings. So 15,000 South African rand will be equal to change it now to Kenyan shillings. Now the bank is going to do what? To buy. Now South African tourists now buying. Now we shall use this 7.08 of buying. 7.08. So we shall have 7.08 times now the amount, which is 15,000. 15,000. So into Kenyan shillings, the amount will be times 7.08. We shall get 106, 200. You take 106,200, 3,000, and he spent 53,075. 53,075. Now, what he remained with, when you minus, you get 53,125 Kenyan what? Shillings. What he got, that is Kenyan shillings, 53,125. Now, this is now the Kenyan, that was the balance. Now, we now convert now this amount to Tanzanian shillings. To convert the Tanzanian shillings. Now, amount received in Tanzanian shillings. Tanzanian shillings will be, so they are saying 100 Tanzanian shillings. Now the bank is going to we're going to use the selling what? The selling column. Selling. So that one will be selling. Now we having 100. This 100 what? Tanzanian shillings times now the balance, which is in Kenyan shillings 53,125. Now that the bank is selling, then we divide by what? 21.25 divided by 20. Now this is how we convert the amount to Tanzanian shillings. So we're going to have Tanzanian shillings 250 thousands Tanzanian shillings. So when you convert the amount of the balance to Tanzanian shillings, you're going to get 250,000 shillings. Then you get your good free marks. You get your good free marks. Good free marks for that question. Good free marks for that question. Now we can move to question number 12. Question number 12. Now it reads, the coordinates of point O 0, 0, 2, 1, 4, 4, and negative 1, 7, respectively. The coordinates of point D is yx. Point M is a midpoint on line CD. It satisfies the vector equation OM equals to OA plus 5 over 2AB. Now determine the coordinates of point D. Determine the coordinates of point D. Now we are given OM plus equals to OA plus 5 over 2 what? AB. 5 over 2 AB. Now OA, you're saying 2, 1. A is 2, 1. So we're having 2, 1 plus 5 over 2 A, B. A, B. So we have A. So B having AB. So we have B. We have 4, 4. 4, 4 minus. That is AB. We are going to have 4 minus 1. Then 4 minus 2. Then 4 minus 1 to get the coordinate of AB. So AB, you're going to get 4 minus 2, then 4 minus 1. So that is B minus A. B minus A to get AB. Now, so OM is going to be 2, 1. That is vector 2, A1 plus 5 over 2. Now we minus 5, that 4 minus 2, you get 2. Then 4 minus 1, you get 3. So our final one will be 2 plus, that is when you multiply, we are going to have 5. That is, you multiply, you open up, then we add to 2. We're going to get 7 over, now that one, you get 8.5 as our final OM. So our OM becomes a 7. Sorry, it's not supposed to be over. It's going, we're having 7, 8.5, vector 7, 8.5. Now, that means we are having, now, so CD, we have a point to be, D is XY. D is XY. Then we are having the midpoint. Now we have to look for the middle part. So with having this X, we're going to have negative, will it be negative? -1. -1. Is it -1? Yes. -1 because we're having -1, 7 for point C. So it's -1 plus x. Then midpoint we divide by 2. Then we have the next, that point C is -1, 7. So we have 7 plus y. Now we divide by 2, the midpoint. This one is going to give us 7 m, point M. The point M, that is the midpoint, is going to give us 7, 8 point what? 5. It's going to give us 7, 8.5. Now, 7, -1 plus x is equal to what? Divided by 2 is equal to what? 7. -1, -1 plus x over 2 equals to 7. That is the first point. Then you find the value of x. And then 7 plus y over 2 equals to 8.5. That is how. Now you find the value of x. Having this, find the value of x. And here you're going to have x as 15. X to be equal to 15. Then y is equal to now 7 plus y over 2 equals to what? 8.5. Now, our y becomes what? When you work our, now the question asks determine the coordinates of point D. Now, point D has x as 15, y as 10. So D will be equal to x is 15 and y is what? 10. So that is now the point D. So point D is what? 15, 10. 15, 10. That is how you find the value of D. Value of D. Let's move to this question number 13. Question number 13. The following figure, not drawn to scale, of course, represents a communication mast. The mast has been divided into 4 equal parts. A point P is 30 meters from the foot of the mast, point P, on the same ground level. The angle of elevation over the third mark from P is 50. Calculate the height of the mast. So the third one, this one, sorry, the third. So we can have something like this. From you can connect the third mark and point P this way. We are saying the angle, the mast is divided for the angle of elevation of the third mark from P is 50. So that means this angle here is 50 degrees, the angle of elevation. And this from here to here is what? 30 meters. Now they're saying calculate the height of what? Of the mast. That one is simple. That one is simple. This is what we do. This is what we do. You we can let h of the height, h be height of third mark. Third mark. So we let this to be h. Now tan 50 using the SOHCAHTOA tan, sine and the cos. Now tan 50 degrees will be equal to h over 30. Sorry. Yes, over 30. The meters. 30 meters. Now h will be tan 50. 30 times 50, we get 35. Our height, that is in meters. That is meters. 35 point. Now we look at mast of the mast will be, the height now will be 35 times. Now that one, first, second, third. Now we have the fourth times that 4 divided by 3. So we are going to have 40 47.67 meters. When you multiply 35.75 times 4, then you divide by 3 to find now the height of the entire mast. Because 1, 2, 3, then we had 1, 2, 3, then divide by 3, you get 47.67 what meters as your height of the entire mast. The height of the entire mast. That is how you get that 3 marks from that question. I want us to move to question number 14. That is testing on statistics. That is on statistics. That is on statistics. Now, the following frequency distribution table shows the mass in kilograms of maize flour used by 30 traders. You have the mass in kilograms and then the number of traders. Calculate the median mass of maize flour sold. Simple. You simply find the median mark. Median mark. Now let us find the. We can find the cumulative frequency. The CF. You can have it just here. And extend this cumulative frequency. So we start with 3. And then 3 plus 8, that is 11. Plus 10, 21. Plus 7, 28. Then you're having 30. That is our CF. Now, we know median now becomes what? The lower class boundary for the median, that is 30, 15. So 15 lies, the lower class boundary will be 29.5 plus divide by the class boundary, which is 10. Sorry, not the class boundary, the frequency, the class boundary from the class boundary within the given values, which is 10 now. So we have 29.5 plus 15 minus 11, we get 4 divided by 10. Then we shall multiply by 10. So when you work this one out, you're going to get your mean as 33.5. This is now your mean mass. Sorry, the median mass of the maize flour, which is in kilograms. You get your 33.5 kgs median mark. That's simple. And you take the shortest time possible to calculate that so that you can save some minutes for this next question. Then we move to question number 16. And this one is a bit simple. Sounds kind of simple enough. Now, the table below shows values of x and some values of y for the curve y equals to x squared. For values of x which are greater than or equal to 0, and the values of x are less than or equal to 3. Complete the table by filling in the missing values of y. Missing values of y. So you have x. So x, you have y to be x squared. So you simply take 1.5 squared. So our y is equal to what? X squared. So we want to find the value of y here. And we have our x as 1.5. So you simply square 1.5 and you get 2.25. Now, 2.5 is the value of y. To find, the value of x. To find y, you simply square the x. So you square 2.5, get 6.25. That is how you fill fill that table. You get your first mark. Then they are saying using the mid-ordinate rule with strips, 3 strips to estimate the area bounded by the curve y equals to x squared. Then the x-axis and the line x, the line x is equal to 3. Now, using the mid-ordinate rule, you simply do this. Take the area. Area will be equal to now 1. Then you multiply by the 0.25, the first one. After the 0, we take with the value of y to be 0.25. Then they are saying 3 with 3 strips and bounded by the curve y equals to x squared. The x, this is how simple you're going to calculate it. You add the values. These ones, you are going to get something 6, that is 7 now, 8.8. Then times 1, you are going to get 8.75. That is the square units. Square units. Square units. Then that is how you calculate or find the area bounded by the curve using the mid-ordinate what rule. As simple as that. As simple as that. That is easy. Then you get your answer. Let us move to the very last question on section A, and it is a graph. It is a graph. A graph, and you are given the Cartesian plane, and you are asked to solve graphically the simultaneous equation given. You solve graphically the simultaneous equation given. So the first simultaneous equation we have 2x plus 3y equals to 1.2. Now we have this. Now what you do using this equation, and you are given the Cartesian plane, find the value of x and y that will guide you on drawing what? The graph. So taking the value of x as 0, so you replace x with 0. So now 3y will be equal to 1.2. Then you divide by 3 divided by 3. So your y will be 0.4. That is 1.2 divided by 3. You get 0.4. Then take your x as 0.6. You can take x as 0.6. Then your y will be 2 times 0.6 plus 3y. 2 times 0.6 times plus 3y equals to 1.2. Then here your value of y will be equal to 0. Move to the next equation, that is 5x plus 4y equals to 1. Now find the values are enough. Take your x to be 0, replace x with 0, and your y will automatically become what? 0. Your y will become 0. Now we can use these to to now draw the graph, or to solve the equation. Now x, now we start with 2x plus 3y to be equal to 1.2. We are having x to be 0. Now x axis is 0, y is what? 0.4. So we move up to 0.4. Where we have 0.4, you make a mark there. Then when x is 0.6, y is 0. So x 0.6 somewhere here, y is 0 there. Then we join the two. Points that you've marked on the graph. Join the 2 points that you've marked on the graph. Join the 2 that way. The equation is 2x plus 3y equals to 1.2. Then we draw the next one. When x is 0, y is 0.25. X is 0, y is 0.2. So 0.25 is somewhere in between here. In between 0.2 and 0.3. Somewhere there. Then when x is 0.2, y is 0. So we move where we have 0.2 here. Then you join the 2 points. Join the 2 points. Join the 2 points. Join the 2 points. So this equation is 5x plus 4y is equal to 1. Now, to solve this simultaneous equation graphically, you now have to read the values where the 2 lines are meeting. So find out on the x-axis where the 2 lines are meeting, the value of x. Then we have on the y. So this will be your value of x given the value of y. Now, when you read from your graph, you're going to get x is now negative 2.6, somewhere like 2.6. X is negative 2.6. Then y, the y is 0.58. 0.58, somewhere here. So we're going to give an allowance of plus or minus 0.02, or on the other hand, plus or minus 0.02. That allowance. So your value of x becomes that and y. So this is how you solve this equation graphically, the simultaneous equation. So you simply read the values of x and the values of y where the 2 lines are meeting. So that is how simple we find that value of x and y using graphical solution. Now that one brings us to the end of section A, or section 1 of the 2024 Kcse paper 1 mathematics. Now For more or for KCSE Paper 1 2024 Section 2, we shall upload it on our channel. So follow us, like and comment. Then you will get our notification when we upload the second or the section 2 of this paper. Section 2 of this paper. Thank you for watching, and keep following for more. Thank you. Section B will be out very soon.